Welcome to a third look at religious life in the Episcopal Church and the similarities and differences between the two main types of religious life, religious orders and Christian communities. My name is Brother Abraham from St. Gregory's Abbey, a religious order in the Episcopal Church. And on our panel, we have two members of Christian communities, Brother Masood from the Third Order of the Society of St. Francis, and Sister Patricia Sarah from the CAROA Fellowship. We also have two members of religious orders, Brother Aidan from the Order of the Holy Cross, and Sister Ellen Francis from the Order of St. Helena. The lives of members of Christian communities can be quite different from the lives of members of religious orders. But we all desire to show our love for God, our neighbor, and ourselves through various activities, including prayer. In religious life, these activities are often called apostolates. Brother Masood, please tell us about some of the apostolates that your Christian community or you as an individual engage in.
Because we are living the life as individuals in community, separated from each other, the assumption is that God is calling each of us into a particular work. Each of us has a particular way in which God is working God's life in and through us, depending on where we are and what our situation is. So when we think about an apostolate, which is our work, we think, first of all, right in our homes. What is my relationship with my spouse, my wife, my companion? What is my relationship with my children? What is my relationship with the other people with whom I'm in relationship, you see? And how is it that I am communicating the Spirit of Christ to them? And then it goes out beyond that primary relationship, group of relationships, into the workplace, into the parish, into any kind of social connections one has with organizations, anywhere where one is present, one is praying to be able to be an example, to represent Christ through compassion, through listening to people, through really being attentive to their needs and concerns, and from the store of gifts that God has given us to find ways to respond to those needs and concerns. Of course, there are individuals within our order who also engage organizations that may be addressing issues of the poor, or thinking about people who are attorneys or who are working in healthcare or who are teachers. Again, the idea is God has placed us, each of us, in particular contexts. And so whatever that context is, whatever it is, we are there to be agents of God's presence and to prayerfully engage that, being cognizant of the fact that we have a mission, and that mission is to represent Christ wherever we are.
Thank you. And Sister Patricia Sarah, how does this happen in the context of your Christian community?
Well, I'll begin with our name, CAROA Fellowship. CAROA is the Gaelic word for soul friend, meaning someone who listens to you, provides you with guidance, and loves you. Living out our vocation as soul friends, the members of the CAROA Fellowship seek to draw together people who are seeking a deeper commitment to their faith and to their spiritual practices. Following the example of the Christian Celtic tradition, we offer guidance and encouragement to those on their spiritual journey. The ministries that our members provide to our local congregations, because we are dispersed, include pastoral care and Christian education. And some of us also serve as spiritual directors. And we are ever looking for more ways to deepen this commitment that we've made to supporting others on their way. It's not only those that seek to join us as members of the Ankara Fellowship, but just to be helpful to in any way we can to others, and to show them through Christ's love working through us, hopefully, that there is a way that they can grow and develop, and they themselves hear God speaking to them and guiding them in their lives.
And thank you. And Sister Ellen Francis, how about in your religious order?
Well, I love what Masood said about starting within the family, because I think the foundation for any ministry, for Christian communities or religious orders, is our prayer life and our life in our community, in our family, in our relationship of where we live. That's the foundation for going out and doing ministry or inviting people in. So as a religious order, we have a ministry of hospitality, and we have to have our ducks in order at home and have our own life in a peaceful and, a solid way, to invite people into our worship and into our life together. And when we go out and do ministry, some of us have individual ministries that we do. It's like we're being sent from the community. So when I've done peace delegations overseas, we have a little liturgy of prayer for anybody who's going for a longer term mission. And while I've been overseas, I've really felt the support of my community. I've felt their prayers carrying me through. And I'm taking them with me in a sense, and when I go to do it as a sister, I represent my community and bring my community into that ministry. And then coming home again, I bring all that experience back. I think that one of the differences between religious orders and Christian communities, and I have been both. I was a member of a Christian community before I joined a religious order. And I worked in my job when I was in a Christian community as a member of that community, and completely tried to live my work and my life as if it were one thing. But in practical terms, I've had time and support to do ministries that I probably could not do if I were supporting myself with a job. So that's a little bit of a difference. But there are many similarities too.
And Brother Aiden, how about in your religious order?
In my religious order, our primary ministry is the ministry of prayer and the daily round of the divine office and the daily Eucharist. And not only for ourselves, but for the whole church, the whole world, and inviting people to join us for that in person and online when they're able to do that as well. In addition to our ministry of prayer, we have a robust ministry of hospitality. We run a guest house that sees many people come through for times of retreat and restoration. Many of us lead retreats, both here at home and in other contexts. Many of us are also spiritual directors and offer a ministry of spiritual direction, both in the monastery and online. We have other sort of less specifically religious ministries, if you will, like a bookstore that we run, the ministry of gardening, and helping to steward God's creation and beautiful grounds around us. And then some of us also have ministries outside of the monastery. Myself, I'm a parish priest at a small church next door to the monastery. And as Sister Ellen Francis was saying, I'm really aware when I am in the parish context that it's not my individual ministry that I'm living out there, but I'm living out the ministry of my community within the parish context. So I feel that I'm bringing my whole order with me, and it's just kind of funneling down through me and out into the parish context and into the wider world from that point.
Thank you. That was really great from all of you. All vocations are necessary and of equal value. If you are interested in a vocation with a Christian community or a religious order in the Episcopal Church, check out these websites.